I almost copped a squat. It's Erica from The Broken Spine. Welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. I'm going to apologize right now because the sun, it's kind of overcast right now, and the sun keeps, or the clouds keep going in front of the sun. So if it gets light and then dark, just know that. Today is Tuesday, so happy Tuesday, and I hope your week is going by swimmingly and you continue to have a good week. And I am going to do a top 10 Tuesday, so I'm just going to dive right in. Top 10 Tuesday is going to be 10 books that I have hauled since the beginning of the year, and they're the 10 that I am most excited to get to out of the books that I have brought into my library this year. The other thing that I have is this unboxing, this box here. It's a pretty big box. I've already opened it just because I didn't want you all to see me on the struggle bus of actually opening this box. So, and trust when I say it was a struggle. So I'm just going to hop right on into the books that I brought into my library. 2 of the 10 books that I have are brand new. The others have come from my local used bookstores, and I'll let you know which ones are new and which ones I got from my local used. So the first book that I got, and which I bought brand new, is The Secret Lives of Church Ladies by Deesha Philyaw, and I'm excited to read this. I've heard such good things about it. There are a bunch of people from my job that have absolutely raved about it and said you got to read it, and I was like, okay, I'll read it. Greg at Supposedly Fun has read it and has raved about it and continues to rave about it. The next book that I bought new, and I'm not going to get into it because I kind of have a feeling that everybody knows about it, and pretty much everybody has read it except for me, and that is Akwaeke Emezi's Freshwater, and I super looking forward to reading this. I have read Pet, and I am currently reading The Death of Vivek Oji by them, and I really need to get to this. And the rest of the books are from used bookstores, and the next book that I have is Fever Dream by Samantha Schweblin. I don't know, I am probably mispronouncing it 100%. She's a South American author, and this is her first novel. I have a feeling that this is going to go by really fast, based on the size of the book, you know, my hand, and I've got fairly long fingers, but you know, it fits my hand, and the fact that it is only 180 pages or so, yeah, about 180 pages, and the spacing is super wide. So what is this about? A young woman named Amanda lies dying in a rural hospital clinic. A boy named David sits beside her. She's not his mother. He's not her child. Together, they tell a haunting story of broken souls, toxins, looming environmental and spiritual catastrophes, and the ties that bind a parent to a child. Fever Dream is a nightmare come to life, a ghost story for the real world, a love story, and a cautionary tale. So that caught my attention when I decided to pick it up. But what really caught my attention was I read the first page in the bookstore, and I almost copped a squat and read more, but I was like, no, just go ahead and get it and bring it home, and then you can read it. So I'm going to read the first page, and it's really short. So here we go. They're like worms. What kind of worms? Like worms all over. It's the boy who's talking, murmuring into my ear. I'm the one asking the questions. Worms in the body. Yes, in the body. Earthworms? No, another kind of worms. It's dark and I can't see. The sheets are rough. They bunch up under my body. I can't move, but I'm talking. And just with that, I wanted to keep going with this, and I have so many books that I've started that I have not finished yet, but I have a feeling deep in my bones that I'm probably going to forego what I'm reading right now and read this. We'll see. And the next book that I have is by Quartey, and it's called The Missing American, and I am currently reading another book of his called The Wife of the Gods, and really enjoying it. And when I got into it, I was like, you know what? I think I want to read more by this author. So I saw this, wasn't looking for it, but I saw it and I said, I'm going to get it. And here is the summary for this one. It says, Accra, Ghana, when 26-year-old Emma Jeans dreams of following in her late father's footsteps in the Ghana Police Service crash around her, she barely recovers her career by way of a referral to a private detective agency. Missing persons, theft, and infidelity cases aren't what she hoped for. But her first investigation, which involves a disappeared American widower who followed an online connection to Accra, will lead Emma deep into a world of Sakawa scams, fetish priests, and those willing to kill to protect their secrets. Quartey, he's a crime fiction writer and retired physician based in Pasadena, California, and he was born in Ghana. I am probably going to butcher this person's name, but I will say what caught my attention was the cover, then the description. So I'm just looking at the cover. So the author is Mũkoma wa Ngũgĩ, I think. So, and it's Nairobi Heat. The cover just caught my attention. I'm not going to say that it's cover love, but I found the cover interesting. This one is in Madison, Wisconsin. It's a big deal when African peace activist Joshua, not going to try and pronounce that last name, who saved hundreds of people from the Rwandan genocide, accepts a position at the university to teach about genocide and testimony. Then a young woman is found murdered on his doorstep. Local police detective Ishmael, an African American in an extremely white town, suspects the crime is racially motivated. The KKK still holds rallies there after all, but then he gets a mysterious phone call. If you want the truth, you must go to its source. The truth is in the past. Come to Nairobi. It's the beginning of a journey that will take him to a place still vibrating from the genocide that happened around its borders, where violence is a part of everyday life, where big oil money rules, and where the local cops shoot first and ask questions later. A place, in short, where knowing the truth about history can get you killed. So that is Nairobi Heat. The next book, which I'm not going to get into because I think we kind of know what this is or have an idea if you haven't seen the movie about it, but it is Black Klansman by Ron Stallworth. The next one is actually a book that I am replacing because I can't find the other one, the one that I had from many years ago, and that's Clotel, or The President's Daughter by William Wells Brown. And it's a classic, and I enjoy William Wells Brown writing from back in the day. So we are coming down to the last three, and the next one that I have, and I did not know, had no idea that this author wrote mysteries, and I really enjoy Chester Himes' work. He's or was a Harlem Renaissance writer, and I really enjoyed it. So this one is If He Hollers, Let Him Go. This is about this classic story of a man living in fear every day of his life for simply being Black is as powerful today as it was when it was first published in 1947. Set in Southern California in the early 40s, the novel spans 4 days in the life of Bob Jones, a Black man relentlessly plagued by the effects of World War II racism. His is a His is a society drenched in insidious race consciousness, and as the novel progresses, these surroundings take their toll on Jones's behavior, thoughts, and emotions, even before he is accused of a brutal crime he did not commit. The last two, The Boy in the Earth by Fuminora Nakamora, and I read The Gun by him several years ago, and it was another short little book, and really enjoyed it. So The Gun, just really quickly, The Gun is about a college student who finds a gun and a dead body, and so he picks up the gun and he goes back to his apartment, and then he becomes quite obsessed with this gun. He leaves it, and then he's thinking about it constantly all day. He comes home and he polishes it, and then he just devolves from there, obsessing about this gun, and the gun kind of becomes somewhat of a character in its own right in the story. So it's really quite interesting to see the main character's de-evolution. I was at Carpe Librum, and it's in DC and in Chicago. And what they do in DC is that it's a nonprofit, and proceeds go to what we call Ward 8, and this is an underserved ward in DC. And what happens is, what they do is they donate proceeds from purchases to Ward 8 so that people can get books in their hands and other services. So I saw this and several other books that I got, but this one, The Boy in the Earth, I saw this and I was like, I'm getting that because it's by Fuminora Nakamora, and I enjoyed his writing. I'll go ahead and read the summary. As an unnamed Tokyo taxi driver works a night shift, picking up fares that offer him glimpses into the lives of ordinary people, he can't escape his own nihilistic thoughts. Almost without meaning, he puts himself in harm's way. He can't stop daydreaming of suicide, envisioning himself returning to the earth in obsessive fantasies that soon become terrifying blackout episodes. The truth is, his long-estranged father has tried to reach out to him, triggering a cascade of traumatic memories. As the cab driver wrestles with the truth about his past and the history of violence in his childhood, he must also confront his present, which is no less complicated or grim. This book I've heard and read mixed things about. Some people say it's very disturbing and very depressing. And some people really enjoyed it. I'm interested to find out about it myself, and others have said you definitely have to be in a certain mind space in order to read this book. But I also found that in reading The Gun, you also had to be in a particular mind space in order to read that book. If not, it was a hard, when I say a hard read, it was hard to watch the main character in The Gun spiral out of control. So I would imagine that having read The Gun and having some sense of Nakamora's writing style, that this would probably be along the same lines. So yeah, if it's something that you're interested in, just by the description, please go in knowing that perhaps it's going to be a rough read. And the last book that I have is The Banished Birds by Simon Jimenez, and when I saw this, I fell in love with the cover. So just really quickly, Mia Amani is a woman out of place and outside of time. Decades of travel through the stars are condensed into mere months for her, though the years continue to march steadily onward for everyone she has ever known. Her friends and lovers have aged past her. All she has left is work. Alone and adrift, she lives only for the next paycheck until the day she meets a mysterious boy fallen from the sky. A Boy Broken by His Past. And it goes on, but I'm going to stop there. So these are the 10 books that I just recently brought into, well, not just 10, but these are the books that I just recently brought into my library and the ones that I'm most excited to get to. So let's get to this big old box here. If you don't know, I play the flute. So I was upstairs practicing a few days ago, and I've been sitting really weird on my bed with my sheet music propped up on a pillow, which is, if anybody watching who plays an instrument knows, is poor posture. So whenever I would play, my back would start hurting, and because you're just really twisted, really funny. Anyway, so I said I need to get a music stand because I don't know what happened to my other one. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I ordered one, and this is what's in this box. So, and it's a color that I saw, and I'm hoping that it is like it looked on the screen, because you know colors appear differently on the screen than when they get to you. So I'm hoping that it's kind of close to that. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get to it. Alrighty. Okay. Alright. So yes, it's like the color that I had anticipated, or the close to the color that I saw on the screen. So this is the color. I hope you can see that. So this is part of the stand. Oh, it's the base. And this is where you put your sheet music. So let's see, put it together real quick, hopefully real quick. Because I don't believe in tools, I'm glad it wasn't like really on here. So let's see. And this y'all is like, it's really heavy. Like it could be used as a weapon. So anybody out there play baseball or softball, this right here is a weapon. Okay. So base. Okay. All right. Okay. I was about to say, oh no. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. the stand. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited about it. I know, I mean, just weird little things make me happy. So this is my music stand, and that's the video. So if you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit the bell to be notified of new content, and hit subscribe. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel, and I would love it if you make comments, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.